Hello, my name is Matthew Sahakian, and this is my pitch presentation for Let It Flow. Let It Flow is a 2D platformer which uses rhythm mechanics as a way to activate the player's abilities. Let It Flow operates much like other platformers, where you are trying to traverse levels to get to a flag or endpoint. The control scheme for Let It Flow is simplistic. The left and right arrows move the player horizontally, and pressing up causes the player to jump. These buttons do not have to be pressed in time with the rhythm. The orange and blue buttons will be synchronized to two keys on the keyboard. During traversal, the player can use their two ability buttons to interact with rhythm bars at the bottom of the screen. Pressing them while a beat bar is in your hitbox activates an ability. These abilities have a few different applications. The orange buttons are for shielding and slowly gliding, whereas the blue buttons are for attacking and double jumping. Hitting the buttons while on the ground activates different abilities than when they are hit in the air. Though the rhythm mechanics are highly important and are necessary for the player, I did not want to force the player to repetitively tap the buttons for no reason. As seen below, if the player chooses not to hit the ability buttons, he will not suffer penalties and can get to the endpoint. However, missing the beats while tapping along will momentarily freeze the character, as seen in this image. This rhythm mechanic should be reminiscent of Guitar Hero, with one big exception. The beat is constant in Let It Flow. There are no differences or changes to where or when the bars spawn. During each level, they will follow the rhythm of the music and can be used with either color. The player will be presented with platforming puzzles, which require the player to time his jumps and abilities. When the player runs into a projectile or enemy, he will be defeated and the level restarts. Each level will progress and challenge, presenting new ways to use your blue and orange abilities, or more precise timing for using your orange and blue abilities. Understanding how to string together glides and aerial jumps, along with the music and level architecture, will be something the players get to master. The game has no time limit, but does contain enemies to spice up gameplay. There will be two types of enemies: small walker enemies, which have the same functionality as a Goomba, and small fire projectiles that move in a straight line and spawn from off-screen. These are significant in the overall design because to defeat a walker, you have to fire a blue attack at it, and to defend against a projectile, you must use the red shield. Let It Flow has two major risks. If we do not acquire good music, Let It Flow's rhythm mechanics will fall apart, as the game is entirely based on music. Our level designers will be hard-pressed because they'll need to make levels that utilize the simplistic mechanics of Let It Flow in dynamic and interesting ways. If our levels become too repetitive, the game will become less fun. If the development for Let It Flow goes smoothly, I would like to add a scoring and combo system into the game. This scoring and combo system would add replayability to the game, because the players would then be able to increase their scores and try and beat their best combo lists from prior attempts. I want to thank you for listening to my presentation of Let It Flow. I hope that Let It Flow will be selected as a Capstone project.